Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 5 of Charles Dickens' The Haunted House. This is where we encounter the ghosts, and it gets a bit bizarre in my opinion, but you be the judge how this pans out. Here we go. And this is called The Ghost in Master B's Room. When I established myself in the triangular garret, which had gained to so distinguished a reputation, my thoughts naturally turned to Master B. My speculations about him were uneasy and manifold. Whether his Christian name was Benjamin, Bezextil, from having been born in a leap year, Bartholomew or Bill. Whether the initial letter belonged to his family name, and that was Baxter, Black, Brown, Barker, Buggins, Baker or Bird. Whether he was a foundling and had been baptized B. Whether he was a lion-hearted boy, and B was short for Britain or Bull. Whether he could possibly have been kith and kin to an illustrious lady who brightened my own childhood and had come of the blood of the brilliant Mother Bunch. With these profitless meditations, I tormented myself. I also carried the mysterious letter into the appearance and pursuit of the deceased, wondering whether he dressed in blue, wore boots, he couldn't have been bald, was a boy of brains, liked books, was good at hiling, or had a skill as a boxer, even in his buoyant boyhood, bathed from a bathing machine at Bognor, Bangor, Bournemouth, Brighton or Broadstairs, like a binding billiard ball. So from the first I was haunted by the letter B. The first appearance that presented itself was early in the morning, when it was but just daylight and no more. I was standing shaving at my glass, when I suddenly discovered, to my consternation and amazement, that I was shaving not myself, I am 50, but a boy, apparently Master B. I trembled, looked over my shoulder. Nothing there. I looked again in the glass and distinctly saw the features and expressions of a boy who was shaving, not to get rid of a beard, but to get one. Extremely troubled in my mind, I took a few turns in the room and went back to the looking-glass, resolved to steady my hand and complete the operation in which I had been disturbed. Opening my eyes, which I had shut while recovering my firmness, I now met in the glass, looking straight at me, the eyes of a young man of 4 or 25. Terrified by this new ghost, I closed my eyes and made a strong effort to recover myself. Opening them again, I saw shaving his cheek in the glass my father, who has long been dead. Nay, I even saw my grandfather too, I never did see in my life. Although naturally much affected by these remarkable visitations, I determined to keep my secret until the time agreed for the present general disclosure. Agitated by the multitude of curious thoughts, I retired to my room that night and prepared to encounter some new experience of a spectral character. Nor was my preparation needless, for, waking from an uneasy sleep at exactly 2 o'clock in the morning, what were my feelings to find that I was sharing my bed with the skeleton of Master B. I sprang up, and the skeleton sprang up also. I then heard a plaintive voice saying, "Where am I? What has become of me?" And looking hard in that direction, perceived the ghost of Master B. The young spectre was dressed in an obsolete fashion, or rather not much dressed, as put into a case of inferior pepper and salt cloth, made horrible by means of shining buttons. I observed that these buttons went in a double row over each shoulder of his young ghost, and appeared to descend his back. He wore a frill around his neck. His right hand, which I distinctly noticed to be inky, was laid upon his stomach, connecting this action with some feeble pimples on his countenance, and his general air of nausea, I concluded the ghost to be the ghost of a boy who had habitually taken a great deal too much medicine. "Where am I?" said the little spectre in a pathetic voice. "And why was I born in the calomel days? And why did I have all that calomel given me?" I replied with sincere earnestness that, upon my soul, I couldn't tell him. "Where is my little sister?" said the ghost. "And where my angelic little wife? And where is the boy I went to school with?" I entreated the phantom to be comforted, and above all things to take heart respecting the loss of the boy who went to school with. I represented to him that probably the boy never did, within human experience, come out well, and when discovered, I urged that I myself had in later life turned up several boys whom I went to school with, and none of them had all answered. The ghost heard me in silence, and with a fixed stare, "Barber," it apostrophized me when I had finished. "Barber," I repeated, for I am not of that profession. "Condemned," said the ghost, "to shave a constant change of customers. Now me, now a young man, now thyself as thou art now, thy father, now thy grandfather, condemned too to lie down with the skeleton every night and to rise with it every morning." I shuddered on hearing this dismal announcement. "Barber, pursue me." I had felt, even before the words were uttered, that I was under a spell to pursue the phantom. I immediately did so and was in Master B.'s room no longer. Most people know what long and fatiguing night journeys had been forced upon the witches who used to confess, and who no doubt told the exact truth, particularly as they were always assisted with leading questions, and the torture was always ready. I asseverate that during my occupation of Master B.'s room, I was taken by the ghosts that haunted on expeditions fully as long and wild as any of theirs. Assuredly, I was presented to no shabby old man with goat's horns and tail, something between Pan and an old clothesman, holding conventional receptions as stupid as those of real life, and less decent. But I came upon other things that appeared to me to have been more meaning. Confident that I speak the truth and shall be believed, I declare without hesitation that I followed the ghost in the first instance on a broomstick, and afterwards on a rocking horse. I followed the ghost afterwards in a hackney coach, an institution with a particular smell of which the present generation is unacquainted, but to which I am again ready to swear as a combination of stable, dog with the mange, and very old bellows. In this I appeal to previous generations to confirm or refute me. I pursued the phantom on a headless donkey, at least upon a donkey who was more interested in the state of his stomach, that his head was always down there, investigating it on ponies expressly born to kick up behind, on roundabouts and swings, from fairs in the first cab, another forgotten institution where the fare regularly got into bed and was tucked up with the driver. Not to trouble you with a detailed account of all my travels in pursuit of the ghost of Master B, which were longer and more wonderful than those of Sinbad the Sailor, I will confine myself to one experience from which you may judge of many. I was marvellously changed. I was myself, yet not myself. I was conscious of something within me which had been the same all through my life, and which I've always recognized under all its phases and varieties as never altering, and yet I was not the I who had gone to bed in Master B's bedroom. I had the smoothest of faces and the shortest of legs, and I had taken another creature like myself also, with the smoothest of faces and the shortest of legs, behind a door, and was confiding to him a proposition of the most astounding nature. The proposition was that we should have a Saraglia or harem. Until next time, we'll see how this rather bizarre story has taken a rather bizarre twist, I think. ends, and what more adventures he had in this place called the Seraglio. Until next time, be safe. Most will be good. Most will be kind, won't you? The world needs some kindness right now. See you soon. God bless.